Welcome to today's course, Business Model Mapping, using easy models to map your business. You get a treat today. We get to be able to show you how to use a single page to be able to map your business in a way that you can see where things are going and how processes are oriented. My name is Brian Brown. I'll be your instructor today. I have over 20 years of economic development and private development experience, including experience as an entrepreneur. I look forward to helping you along this journey. Let's get started. Today's class is brought to you by a partnership between the Chesapeake Ag Innovation Center and CIRCAP Incorporated. We look forward to working with you as you go through the process and offer additional courses that are available to you, as well as one-on-one counseling to assist you through your process of opening your business. What we will cover today includes why mapping your business. This will give you the reasons why you should use these tools to help you grow and develop where you're headed as a business. We're going to go over Lean Model Canvas, which I use quite often for ideation and early stage business development. We'll use the Business Model Canvas, which does a little bit better for mid-level companies and up, as well as a business model mapping to look at processes and business opportunities as you move forward. We'll then talk about some next steps you can take to take these models and grow and develop your business. Let's get started. So why should I map my business? Well, for one, it's going to help you visualize your entire business on a single sheet of paper. This is extremely helpful as you continue to grow and develop to be able to make quick decisions and see for yourself where your decisions are made. It'll provide a starting point to improve your current business operations. By putting the information in that shows where you currently are, you then can make improvements to one piece or another to allow you to grow and develop your business to the next level. It can also help attract investment. As you're trying to look in terms of growing your business and need additional financial resources, the business model mapping and business model canvases can allow you to put together a strong business plan, which will allow you to be able to go and seek funding necessary to grow and develop your business. It can also promote team building and motivate staff. If you have your staff involved in your business planning, they will become motivated and help you to grow and develop where your company needs to go. A lot of great ideas come from staff, and having them involved in the process, being able to touch the sheet and see what they're doing, will allow a continued growth to move forward for your business. It also will tie your business to the customer base, because everything we do in this is tied to the customer. You want to make sure that everything from your market segments of who you're trying to reach, all the way down to how you reach them, is taken and put into the business model canvases and business model mapping mindset to allow us to better serve who we're trying to serve as customers. Let's start with the Lean Model Canvas. The Lean Model Canvas was started in either 2009 or 2010, depending on which book you look at, by Ash Maurya, who developed this as an alternative to Oswalder's Business Model Canvas, which we'll get into in a few minutes. It looks at 9 different aspects of the business and looks at ways that we can really begin to see how we can be nimble as a business on the map. The first thing it touches on is the customer segments, who you're trying to reach, the problems you're trying to solve for those customers, those specific markets, what solutions you're going to be offering to those customers, the unique value proposition that this project will give to those customers, the revenue streams of how you're paid, what channels you're going to use to reach customers through marketing efforts, what your cost structure is going to be and what you need to do to be able to make this occur, what you're going to use as key metrics to measure your success, and then looking in terms of the overall unfair advantage your business has, being this young, nimble business that's moving into the market. So let's dive a little deeper into the Lean Model Canvas. As you will see in the first area of customer segments, I want you to think about who we serve as a business. Who are you trying to reach? Remember, the more targeted you can make your business, the stronger you'll be able to do to be able to understand what their problems are and what kind of solutions they may need to solve the issues that they have. The next we go all the way to the left side, and you'll see that there's problem. So we want to think about what 3 problems they currently have in the market regarding your product, and look at ways that the next section, section 3 is the solution. How can we, as a business, what features are we going to offer to solve the problems that we're listing in part 2? Then we go over to the unique value proposition. And this is very important as you really begin thinking about where your business goes. How is your business different from others that are doing similar things? And why is your product worth buying? That's a major question you have to think about in the market, especially as you're coming into a new market as a small business, as a young business. You need to think about, why are we different and why are they going to buy from us versus other people? Then I want you to think about how you're going to get paid, because this is a key aspect of it. It doesn't matter how great your product is, if you're not making any money on it, you're not going to be in business very long. So are you doing things like asset sales? Is it basically a one-off where they come in, purchase the product and leave? Are you offering subscription services? Or are you leasing product to a customer? So think about where those revenue streams are coming in. Is it one-offs, or is it a steady stream that's going to be coming month after month after month? Then I want you to think about your pathway to your customers and your channels. How are you going to reach them? Are you going to use online marketing? Are you going to do email marketing? Are you doing word of mouth? Think about what channels reach those customers. Because when you think about each customer segment you serve, if you're reaching much older Americans or much older people in the market, you may not do as much social media, or you may go more towards the Facebook side. Whereas if you're going to a younger generation, you're probably going Instagram and things like that. So knowing who you serve gives you an idea of what pathway you need to take to meet those customers. Then I want you to think about your cost structure. What are your most significant costs in being able to do this? Is it the product cost? Is it going to be your building cost? Are you going to have to buy a lot of inventory to be able to make things work? Think about what those costs are. Are you going to have a sales staff that's going to be expensive? Is your website going to be expensive because of how you're doing your sales platform? Think about all these things that are going to be recurring costs and significant things that may keep you from being successful as you grow and develop your business. You need to understand what they are. The next thing we need to do is make sure we're evaluating everything we do. I will tell you, you should use the experimentation model every chance you get within your business. You want to know what to evaluate. I want you to think about what things you're going to be looking at. Is it going to be how much profit margin you're getting on your sales? Is it number of sales that you're looking at? Is it going to be how you're developing into a new market? Is it going to be product mix? Those are all things to think about as you're growing and developing your business, is you want to know how you're going to measure it, and then know with that measurement, you can make changes to your plan based on how things are going. And then lastly, I want you to think about what unfair advantages you may have in this market. You're new. You're coming in completely different from what others are in there. Why are they coming to you? What can you do that is not easily copied by other businesses? And I really want you to think about that, because that unfair advantage is very important, especially in commodity-based things such as produce. So when you're thinking about commodities, you want to know where your unfair advantage is. Maybe it's the fact that you're located a mile from a very populous area with a very nice farmer's market that can reach more people. Maybe you're able to have a location on a farm with a high traffic road that allows people to come in and see what you're doing as a business. Understand what those advantages are and begin to really look at ways that you can capitalize on your unfair advantage. So what would this look like as an example? Well, let's say you are a company involved in doing organic groceries. So who are your customer segments? Well, they're probably going to be healthy people seeking local organic foods. And some of the problems they have is one, they don't have time to shop because of the busy lifestyle. They don't have access to a farm. And the third thing is, can they afford the added cost of organic foods? So some of our solutions could easily be late hours of opening for the farm, having an online shop that is able to drop ship produce to them, and varying price points regarding subscription services. Our unique value proposition is the ability to bring produce to you, making it easy to eat healthy in a busy lifestyle, which is something unique to the market. So in terms of revenue streams, there's going to be a lot of one-off sales on site and even online. But we're also looking at offering 3 different levels of monthly subscriptions based on the cost structure that may allow people who have less income to still be able to purchase a subscription service. So looking at this for how we're going to reach our customers, I would say we're going to be using mostly social media marketing opportunities, as well as advertising at your local gyms and places where people like to go and work out and be healthy. Our cost structure is we have a cost of goods sold at 45%, which is a little high for the market. And our static operations run about $2,700 a month. So we're going to have to make sure that we're bringing in a solid amount of money to be able to be successful for our business. And how are we going to measure what we're doing? Well, first off, we're going to be looking at the percentage of sales that are subscription based versus one-off sales. And we want to have a subscription service that is at least 50% of all of our sales. And we're going to be looking very tightly at our net profit margin to make sure we can stay within industry standards. And finally, our unfair advantage that we believe we have in this market is we do have a great relationship with the delivery service to be able to get local foods out quickly, and we offer extended hours that many of our competitors are unable to operate under this current time. So you see how this can easily flow into a business idea, a business plan. And as things change, you may see that subscriptions may not be the way to go. So you can go in and change your canvas. It's something that easily can be changed to look at a different aspect of the business. Now that you've made it through the lean model canvas, let's take a crack at the business model canvas. Just as the lean model canvas, the business model canvas is broken up into 9 sections. Again, you're going to be looking very closely, similar to the lean model canvas, of the customer segments to start off with. And then you're going to be looking again at that value proposition of what you're offering the customers as you move forward, getting into those key activities that you're going to offer through that value proposition. You're going to be looking at the customer relationships you want to have with your customers and the channels you're going to use to reach them properly. You're then going to take the time to look at your revenue streams to understand how money is going to flow into your business based on the idea that you have. From there, you're going to look at key resources that are necessary for you to deliver on that value proposition and pay for those key activities that you have. And you're going to think about the key partnerships you're going to need to continue to grow and develop your business. And finally, you're going to look at the overall cost structure to understand how you're going to fund the things necessary to offer the key activities through the value proposition to give to your customers, and hopefully be able to show enough profit between the revenue streams and cost structure to be able to be successful and move forward with your business idea. So let me break this down a little bit further as we go along. I want you to think about starting with customer segments on the far right. What, again, these are the different groups you're trying to reach, and you can be more than one here. Let's say you're a business that is trying to sell kids' books. Well, the kid is an influencer, so they are a customer segment you're trying to reach, but the actual decision maker is going to probably be a mother or father parent. So you're going to need to be able to reach not only the kid, but also the parent to get them to understand the value of what you're trying to offer in the market. So think about what all the different customer segments you're trying to reach are as you move forward with doing this. The next piece you're going to think about again is the value proposition. What is your company value? What are you offering to those customers, those customer segments? And for the kid, you're offering a fun activity, as we were talking about a moment ago. You're offering an educational opportunity that's fun that they can enjoy learning without realizing they're learning. To the parent, you're giving them something their kid will actually pick up, take care of, and learn from. So you're providing educational products that not only meet the kids in terms of a fun and engaging way, but also provide the backbone necessary for strong educational programming. And then you think about the key activities. What are you offering? Is it an online platform where you're actually able to buy a subscription service and go online to be able to open it up and see what they do? Is it a set of games and boards and things that are mailed out that you're trying to do? So think about those key activities. Is it going to be an online-based location? Is it going to be physical product that they touch? Are there going to be deliverables such as testings or activity books, things of that nature that you're going to be providing to be able to do that value proposition for the customer? And when you come up with those things, this will help you to think and develop how you're going to market and grow with the business and the customers you're trying to reach. Now that you've established who you're trying to reach and what you're going to offer, I want you to think about what kind of customer relationship you want to have with the kids as well as with the adults who are the decision makers. So when you're thinking about this in a customer relationship, you want to make sure that your kids are logging on online so they have activities that they can do and touch and see on a day-to-day basis. And maybe you're trying to reach your parents and being able to show ways that they can learn and teach. Maybe you're offering opportunities for them to learn more about additional products that you're going to offer. You want to make sure that you're there kind of as like almost a consultative approach, where we're going to help you learn and teach you to help your kids grow and develop into stronger academic students. So we're coming in as a partner to you. Think about those relationships, how you want to be able to say it. Do you want to touch them weekly? Do you want to touch them monthly? Think about how many times you want to touch that customer. Think about the channels you're going to use to do so. Are you going to be using email? Are you going to be using online platforms? Are you going to be using social media? So think about how you're going to touch those customers. Think about if you're using email, what percentage of people are going to open the email? If you're looking at an older crowd, are you looking at Facebook? Are you looking at Instagram for the younger market, the younger parent? Think about who you're trying to reach, because that will help determine what pathways you need to use to be able to get that relationship with that customer. And then you think about the revenue streams. I mean, if we're trying to reach kids for educational products, I'm probably selling a subscription service where they can go and get new activities all the time. So you want to keep them with 6 month to 1 year subscription services where they can continue to get the next product and the next product and the next product. And you can be able to continue to grow and develop as that consultative approach to that customer. So think about those revenue streams, and you're thinking about that way, you're probably going to be thinking of what do I need to do to be able to make sure that money comes in. So you're going to be thinking about proper invoicing. You're going to be thinking about what tools you have to have, what credit card fees you're going to have to charge. All those things come into play, and we'll think about that as we continue to build our cost structure. Now that we've figured out all of those other aspects, we have to look at how we're going to deliver what we're doing. Those key activities, how are we delivering them? Well, one of the key things you're going to need to think about is what partnerships you're going to need to have in order to grow and develop your business. You're going to need a lawyer. You're probably going to need an accountant. You're going to need software that's going to be required and a software partner to help you be able to understand the aspects of the online store and making sure that your online platform stays up and running. So you're also probably going to have key partnerships with educators so that you can run ideas by as to what you're providing, and maybe even look at content creators who are going to help you create additional content down the road to continue to grow and develop your partnerships. Some of the key resources you're going to have. If you're going to be doing online sales, you've got to have an online platform that's going to work efficiently and effectively. So you're going to need cloud storage is one of the things you're going to have as a key resource. You're going to have the ability to accept credit cards. So you're going to understand that there's going to be some cost associated and a platform associated necessary to be able to accept online payments. You're probably also going to be looking at a designer and some design work that's going to go along with that to make sure everything is consistent and looking in marketing materials that are created in a way that is positive and provides the insight and development that your business is trying to reach. And then finally, think about that cost structure. Things you got to add into that you may not have expected. Such if you're doing online sales, you might as well expect to have 3.25% of all of your revenues coming in as fees to credit card companies for anybody who's buying an online subscription. And if you're going to be doing invoicing, then you also have to factor in possible bad debt, because there's always a percentage of your debt that you're going to have in there for people who may not pay you. You got to make sure that your cost structure allows you to do what I would refer to as some opportunities for accruals. Maybe you only get 50% of the money up front and 50%, or maybe it's a monthly subscription that comes in every month, but you have expenses that continue to go out. So you want to make sure that how you're doing this, you're making sure you're invoicing correctly and make sure that timeliness to be able to keep cash flow into your business. But all of those aspects of the cost structure, how you're paying, what your cost of goods sold are, all of those things go into your cost structure so that you can see whether or not that the revenue streams you have are able to cover the cost in a way that you can provide those key activities to the people who are going through your programs. So that's how the two models different. You can look at it from multiple customer segments in the business model canvas. You tend to look at it more of an established business and think about it more in those longer term relationships and activities and partnerships that are necessary to grow and develop your business. Let's turn our attention now to business model mapping and how we can use that to not only look at process development, but how we operate within the context of our industry. Oftentimes, when you think about mapping, a lot of times it's involving processes and development of how you move ideas through your business operation. Prime example is a quick little one we have here, which is receiving a phone call. And what happens when you receive a phone call? Well, the first thing it goes through is the input of the customer order. And then the next piece you'll see is taking the customer's payment information. From there, you'll see that it goes into payment approved, where there's a decision-making location. At that decision point, you have to decide whether it went through or didn't go through. And if it did go through, you complete the order and you stop the process. If it didn't go through, then you try to resolve the situation. And then once it's resolved, you stop the process. It's a similar thing when you're thinking about business model building. So when you think about how you're building ideas in your business, you're thinking about how information flows through your organization or flows through your idea of how you're moving the business forward. Let's say you're thinking about looking in terms of customer complaints and how a customer complaint will go through your system. Maybe it comes into your website or comes into your administrative assistant. From there, you're assigning someone as to what happens in that situation. And then they have decision trees based on what information comes in. If it's something they can resolve, that says, did you resolve it? Yes or no. If yes, it moves over here to resolve. If no, then it goes back into a flow chart to go to the next level up to make decisions from there. And again, it's the same thing about business ideas too. So if you have an idea of your business, an idea that you have within your business, you might flow to see who touches each piece of this, how your customer will interact with the people in your department or in your company based on how it would flow that information through. So everything you think about, you want to build it as if it's a map to get you from one place to the next. When you think about, again, looking at where we are, you want to think about having your boxes in three types. The rounded corner boxes typically are when something stops and ends. The process stops or process ends. Your rectangular boxes tend to be action-based things that happen. Those are operational efficiencies, operational ideas. And then when you get to the diamond-shaped features, that's where a decision has to be made, yes or no. And based on those decisions, it flows from one side of the tree to the other side of the tree to be able to make it show where things go within your business. And we'll be happy to work with you because each business is going to be different in how they approach this. So we are very happy to work with businesses one-on-one to be able to help you to understand what's the best way to look at the processes that are out there and how they'll fit within your business model. So let's review where we've been today. Whatever canvas or model you want to use, it can help you visualize your business concept and operations. And you should use it often and refer to it often as you move forward with business ideas and plans. The model is always fluid and can change based on shifts and opportunities in your market. So be willing to pull it out, be willing to play with it, always be willing to make changes necessary to look in terms of new and emerging opportunities within your market. And finally, use your model to help engage with your business leadership. Bring your staff and employees and key leaders into your business model mindset so that they can give their ideas and their feedback to allow you to grow and develop the business even further. At this time, I wanted to talk to you about some next steps. Think about where you go as an entrepreneur as you're building your models and development. Number one, I suggest you continue to join more classes like this one to learn more about modeling and more about business growth and operation efficiencies. Seek assistance from either us or other organizations. There are a lot of free resources out there that can truly help your business grow and develop. And please use these. That's what we're here for. We're here to assist you. And lastly, I recommend creating a network of other entrepreneurs so that you can work together back and forth, bring your business ideas to the table, and be able to get good insight on what works and what may not work as you move forward with your business. This concludes our course today. Again, we want to thank you for being here. And if you want to learn more about different things we offer to value-added producers in Maryland and Delaware, please visit us at caic.org. Thank you and have a wonderful day.